Hello fellow coffee botherers, I'm Kev from coffeeblog.co.uk and in this video I'm going to be talking about the famous Rancilio Silvia espresso machine. This is an overview review of this machine after using it for a couple of weeks as my main home espresso machine. So the Rancilio Silvia has been one of the most successful entry-level home barista machines for quite some time. It was initially made as a one-off limited edition run by commercial espresso machine manufacturer Rancilio as a thank you for their best performing distributors, but it was so well received that they decided to release it as a machine for home baristas. There's been a number of updated versions since then, and this one is a version 6, a 2020 model. This one has been given to me on loan only from Shop Coffee, and I'll put a link to them in the description below. And this isn't a paid review, by the way, but I do have an affiliate agreement with Shop Coffee. So if you do buy via my affiliate link, I'll earn a commission. Cheers. So I've used this machine for a bit now at home, and this is what I think in a nutshell. I think it's a great machine for the price. It's capable of great espresso and the steam power is amazing. But I think you should only consider it if one of the following is true. 1, you're happy to invest in fitting a PID, a temperature controller, in case you've no idea what I'm going on about. Or 2, you're happy to follow a routine to work your way around its quirks. Trying to use this espresso machine as it is out of the box is like trying to tame a wild horse, I'd imagine. Not that I've done that, but I can use my imagination. You'll probably already know this if you've done any research on the Silvia, and you'll probably know that the same is true to a certain degree at least with the Gaggia Classic. But in my humble opinion, the Rancilio Silvia requires quite a bit more taming than the Gaggia Classic. So in a nutshell, it's a great machine. I do think it's a lot of machine for the money, and the main noticeable difference versus the Gaggia Classic for me is a steam power, and the steam one being on a ball joint, which gives a bit more flexibility when it comes to jug position. But as I've said, it does require some taming, and in my opinion, it requires more effort to use it without fitting a PID than the Classic. With the Gaggia Classic, it's just a shot temperature you need to surf around. With the Silvia, it's also the steam, which I'll talk about in more detail in a sec. So to get into a bit more detail, the first thing to talk about is priming the boiler. The first time you use the Silvia and every time you've steamed milk after that, you need to prime the boiler by pressing the shot button or the hot water button and opening the steam valve until water runs through the steam wand. This isn't a massive deal and it usually primes really quickly. If you don't do this though, you run the risk of letting the boiler run dry, and the heated element is inside the boiler with the Silvia, so you could blow your element. So that's one quirk of the Silvia. The main thing I find a rigmarole though with this machine without a PID is a temperature surfing routine. There are different ways you can approach this, but basically you need to manually get the brew temperature and steam temperature or pressure to the right levels before pulling shots or steaming milk. You'll often find people talking about temperature surfing for pulling shots, and that's the same with the Gaggia Classic without fitting a PID. But what surprised me was the importance of temperature surfing for the steam too. If you turn this machine on and then turn the steam on and then open the steam when the steam light goes off, as per the instructions, which takes about 2 minutes, well, just watch what happens. Basically, the steam is far too powerful at that point. There's an initial blast of steam which will send your milk straight out the jug. You can run the steam for 20 seconds or so after that point and wait until it calms down, but that means about 2 to 2.5 minutes waiting before you start steaming. I've found an easier and quicker routine for the whole process. I start off by weighing and grinding the coffee and doing my puck prep so the portafilter is dosed and ready to go. I then steam the milk, and if the machine has only been on for a couple of minutes, I turn the steam button on and wait for 45 seconds, around 45 seconds. If this is a second or third shot though and the machine has been on for a bit, I find you don't need to leave it 45 seconds, more like 20 to 30 seconds is fine. I ignore the fact that the steam isn't officially ready at this point, the orange light hasn't gone off. I just open the steam to purge the wand and then start steaming. This is similar to the Gaggia Classic. My routine with that is to start the steam after just 7 or 8 seconds from turning on the steam, pressing the steam button and ignoring the steam ready light. When I'm nearly finished steaming with a Silvia, I turn the steam button off to slightly reduce the time to get the temperature back down for pulling the shot. And once I've finished steaming, I purge the wand and then wipe it, and then put another jug under the steam wand and put the cup under the group head and open the steam valve fully and press the shot button. So we're now bringing the temperature down to shot temperature, and we know that happens when the orange light comes back on. At that point, I dump the hot water from the cup and the cup is heated up, which is good, and then I put the portafilter in and start the shot. This takes a bit of time and it uses quite a bit of water, so it's a bit of a faff, and I found I was filling the water tank up much more than I'd like, which is a bit of a pain as I have my machine on the kitchen worktop under wall mounted cupboards, so I have to pull the machine out to access the water tank. You can do it the other way round, turn the machine on, wait for both lights to come on, then pull the shot and then steam the milk, but whichever way round you do it, it's going to take a similar amount of time, I think. So there's quite a routine in order to use this machine out of the box without fitting a PID, and for me personally, I wouldn't want to be doing this every day. I'd either fit a PID, which would do away with the need for this rigmarole, or I'd choose a different machine. Another thing to mention is the basket. The Silvia comes with a 14 to 16 gram double basket, which I couldn't get on with personally. Maybe I didn't try it for long enough, but I gave up and bought an IMS precision basket from Shades of Coffee, which is an 18 gram basket, and I found that basket much easier to work with. So that's no big deal. You can easily buy a new basket if, like me, you don't get on with the stock basket. The final thing to mention is the hex bolt, which holds the shower screen in place. This gouges a big hole in the top of the puck, and I can't believe this isn't going to cause issues with the puck, which will potentially lead to channeling. Even with a 16 gram dose in the 18 gram basket, there's still a big hole in the top of the puck. I don't like this at all. We're spending time and effort on puck prep, and as soon as we lock the portafilter in, that big protruding bolt is potentially undoing our hard work. The only proper solution I can find for this is to buy a flat shower screen kit from pidsilver.com, and I'll put a link to this in the description. But they're in the States, and to get one delivered to the UK, all in, you're probably going to be spending about 40 or 50 quid including postage. A cheaper option is to simply buy an M5 12mm screw. The problem then is it still won't be flush. It'll be better, but it won't quite be perfect. So if you want it to be completely flush, you'd need a countersunk screw, and you're then going to need to drill the jet breaker under the shower screen to sink the screw, which is a bit of a faff. So with a different basket and with the screw changed in the shower screen and with a PID, I think this is a great machine to use. You can get the PID from Auber Instruments, and I'll link to them below. The standard PID will cost you around £130 including delivery to the UK, and the version with pre-infusion will cost you about £165 including delivery. My only problem with this is once you've invested in a PID and the other bits, you'll have spent somewhere from £700 to £830 in total, including the cost of the machine. For this kind of money, you could get the ECM Casa V, which will perform better, I think, out of the box than a PIDed Silvia. I'll put a link in the description to the Casa V, which I think is a great single boiler machine for the money. Another alternative at this kind of money, or a bit less actually, would be a reconditioned Sage dual boiler, which is a stonking machine with a PID, adjustable pre-infusion, a saturated temperature controlled group, 2 boilers so you can steam milk and pull shots at the same time. You can even mod the Sage dual boiler to pull flow profiled shots to mimic lever machines, similar to the kind of shots you'd get from a £10,000 Slayer machine or a £4 decent espresso machine. And I'll be doing videos on this very soon. I've got the Sage dual boiler and I'll be doing this mod and filming the results. So subscribe and allow notifications to be alerted when I've published that video. So this is a tricky one for me. I can see the attraction, it looks the part, shot quality is great, steam power is fantastic, but it's just a bit of a wild horse. And as I've said, if you're not happy with that kind of a routine, by the time you've invested in a PID and taken the time to fit it and done the other bits such as swapping the shower screen and replacing the basket, it's not quite the same value for money that it would appear to be. Just one thing to add, I've been using the Eureka Minion Speciality grinder with the Rancilio Silvia, which I think is an incredible grinder for the cost, and I'll be doing a video review on this grinder soon, but in the meantime, see coffeeblog.co.uk/EM. So thank you very much for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click the like button. Cheers. It really does help videos to perform better on YouTube when you click the like button. If you're looking for another video to watch, why not click here to watch another one of mine? And don't forget, to become an official Coffee Botherer, you need to click this image around here somewhere to subscribe to our channel. And to become a fully accredited Coffee Botherer, also known as Patreon supporter, go to patreon.com/coffeeblogkev. Tatty Bye.